Welcome to day 3 of the 5-day money challenge. Thank you all for tuning in. We on this for the third day in a row. Okay. So hectic week I've had, but it don't matter. We getting into it. So welcome to the third day of the Master Your Money Challenge. I'm Nia. I'll be your Chief Learning Officer. And we're going to go ahead and get ready. Okay. So we're jumping right into it. We're not waiting. If you miss it, sorry, but we're going to get this started. So this picture I've always loved. I took this picture in Toronto a few years ago. Those of you who can't see it, let me see if I can clean this over here. I don't even know where the thing is over here. Like, I don't know. But yeah, so we're getting started, jumping right into it. So, one of the first things I want to do is welcome you to the day 3. I want to ask you how you feel, who's been here every day, who's checked in every day. Let me know in the chat. If you're watching this on the replay, make sure you put replay in the chat and like, subscribe, and follow on whatever platform that you're watching this on. So I'm excited to keep this going. I feel like this experience is always really eye-opening for my customers. I feel like my students always do this challenge and then get like really motivated to knock out their goals. I do want to remind you though, these videos will not stay in the group. The videos will be deleted this weekend. They're not going to remain in the group and give you, because if you want unlimited access and that's something you want to be able to watch them again, make sure you sign up for the VIP. Okay. I've been working very hard on our finances this week. So I kind of want to ask you, how do you feel about your money right now? How do you feel? Oh, hey, Keisha Cakes. Hey, girl. How you doing? How do you feel about your money right now that we have gone through day 2 days of the Master Your Money Challenge? How do we feel? I created this challenge because it's so many different money lessons that we just didn't receive. We all trying to level up on our finances, and we working hard to create generational wealth and build better lives for ourselves. We starting businesses. We running things in companies, making more money than our ancestors could possibly dream. Like that t-shirt say, you are your ancestors' wildest dreams. But I want to teach, us and help us understand that the options we have, the things that we have the ability to do when we make the proper money moves at the end of the day, you know? So that's one of the things that I wanted to create this challenge for. Let me go to the comments. I see comments. I've been here every day. Okay, whoop, whoop. I've been here every day. Let's go. All right, let's go. So now I got to remind you about the giveaway. I got to remind you about the giveaway every day. Now, I haven't seen anybody post the homework. So I was going to do the first giveaway today, but I can't because nobody posted the homework. So instead of me doing the multiple gift cards, I'm going to do a gift card that has only one. I'm gonna bundle the money up together, but in order for you to get it, you have to participate. So I'm gonna remind you what you need to do to get the gift card. Okay. That's what I'm going to remind you of. So one, you have to make sure you follow me on 2 social media accounts. That can be Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. I have all of them. So whichever 2 floats your boat, feel free. I want to make it as easy as possible. Next, you need to participate every day. So you need to come in, participate, comment, post your badges, things like that. Be active, be serious. Let your money know you here to get it in order, and you the new boss in town, and you not here for play. Okay. And then lastly, share it. If you got an accountability partner and they're not here with you today, make sure you are tagging them in the chat and holding them accountable. Don't be stingy. Don't hold this all to yourself. Let them get in here and get their money right too. Okay. So just to recap, what have we talked about so far? So day 1, we covered about shifting your mindset and the different things that you might be doing to sabotage your own financial goals. We talked about like limiting beliefs and thoughts that we have ourselves that are affecting our relationship with money. That's what we talked about on day one. Now, yesterday, we talked about creating SMART goals and we learned how to budget. That's what we did yesterday. Now, today, we talking about debt because at the end of the day, a lot of us, as I see it in a lot of my students, it's not that they have a problem with making more money. So I know we all think that we make six figures, that'll solve all of our financial problems and we can just, sit down and go do whatever we want to do. But the reality is it doesn't work like that. So what I see in most of my students is their credit is good. They have good credit, but they have a lot of debt. So they make good money, but that debt is eating up that money that they're receiving, and they're not able to use that money for their benefit or use that money towards their financial goals. And that's typically when they realize that when they get frustrated with it, they might have tried before and been unsuccessful. Then they realize that they need to get it together. Okay. And that's why they come see me. That's what I'm here for. So how does this work? How does the 5-day money challenge work? I'm going to show up for 5 days, Monday through Friday. Today is Wednesday. Show up and show out. That's what I need. I need you all to do, because that's what I'm going to do. Do the homework. You're going to get homework every day that affects your finances and applies to your finances. So do that homework and make sure that you're posting it and participating to share the wealth, because you never know who might be experiencing the same thing that you are. A lot of these issues and problems that I talk about, it's not one person. I talk to several students and hear the same thing. A lot of times they're struggling with their finances. They feel like, oh my God, like, I worked so hard, I've done so much. How is it that I still feel like I'm drowning? And when you really look at it, a lot of times debt is what's contributing to it. So that's why today is all about debt. Today is all about that. But I know I told you all about my background, and I told you all some of my accomplishments that I've done. I told you my history of me getting evicted and filing bankrupt. And I told you all those things. And then I told you about me paying off debt and my travels and Spanish speaking and things like that. But I don't think I told you exactly what I do. So yes, I'm a financial educator, but I do a little bit more than that. I'm going to show you how I financially educate others. Okay. So just, I just want to know, is it okay if I show y'all some receipts right quick? Okay. Can I show you some receipts? Like, so, I'm not just up here talking. I'm not just up here, talking out the side of my neck. Let me show you some receipts. Okay. So for those, who are being introduced to me to this challenge, you've been learning about me as we go through the different days, but I want to help you put some respect on my name. Okay. I didn't just start doing this. I'm not new to this. I'm true to it. An alumni of the Goldman Sachs Black in Business program. I'm a new member of the Milestone Circle program. I've been quoted in NerdWallet, Go Banking Rate, Stellar 5, Fidelity, and my newsletter was actually featured in an article in Times Magazine. So I've been doing this for a while. I've helped hundreds of women pay off debt, boost savings so they can achieve their financial goals. Now, sometimes that goal is buying a house. Sometimes they just want to get rid of the debt so that they can see more of their paycheck. Sometimes they really just trying to stop drowning and they're trying to just do better financially. It just depends. Sometimes it's eliminating debt so they don't have to work 2 jobs anymore and they can spend more time with their family. It varies per person, but I do this by speaking at conferences and different events all over the world. I work with other organizations to facilitate and help build out financial education programs. I have courses that I've created. I run an online membership. So basically what I'm trying to say is I do this. Okay. But at the same time, if you don't want to listen to me, you don't have to listen to me. You can listen to what some of my students have said about me. Okay. I like to share this because I like to share that I have people who talk about what I've done. So point blank, Tara say, hey, I wanted to thank you. Since your class is on budgeting, I'm working on creating systems and strategies that are working for me. Tonight, I conducted a class for my family. To me, that was like, whoa, because that's what real generational wealth is. She took the knowledge and then she went and told it to her family so that she could help her family do better. So that's a ripple effect. And that's one of the reasons I help women, because typically the woman does that. What we do, we multiply. So we get good and we learn how to get our money right. We're going to teach somebody else and we're going to bring that wealth to other people. Tamara say, hey, I just want to share some good news with the advice given within this group and saving. I was able to purchase my first townhouse. Thank you, Nia, for starting this group. It has been truly educational and I'm so grateful. If you don't know what group she's talking about my gold digger, the Gold Diggers community that I have on Facebook. You get into that group once you've purchased a course or if you're a member of my membership. That's the group she's talking about. This I just got Monday, September 11th. She's like, I just wanted to report with your book and guidance. I now have 0 Klarna Afterpay and only 1 shot pay left. Now, when I posted this, I got a question and they were saying, well, is having all of those things bad? Is it bad to have Klarna Afterpay and only 1 shot pay? To use them inherently is not bad. It's a way for you to purchase something, but don't have to buy the whole thing at once, and you can pay it in payments, which, I mean, if y'all know layaway, I used to lay away my life away. Like I used to do that to get my daughter clothes every season because she grew every single season. So I would have to go to stores like Burlington or Marshall's and do a layaway and buy her like a whole season worth of clothes and then make payments on it. So that's how I used to do. So I'm not saying Klarna Afterpay, One Shop, Affirm, none of them are inherently bad. What becomes bad when you have 5 and 6 of them at the same time constantly coming out. For one, you start forgetting when the hell they're supposed to be deducted. For 2, it's eating up your paycheck. So that's why it's important to make sure that you are limiting and keeping up with those payments and keeping up with how many of those you signing up for. Okay. Because I like to share what my students have said, because I like to let people know how life-changing it can be when you master your money. Because a lot of times we don't realize the effects of debt. We don't realize how the debt is affecting us because it becomes a norm for us. We just get the bills, we pay the bills, and we feel proud that our bills are paid on time. Hell, sometimes we might even send a little extra, but stick your chest out a little bit. But we're not realizing the effects that debt has on us. Okay. So some of the effects that we're not realizing, what the real problem is it's holding you back. And this is the problem that needs to be solved. The problem is this debt. So, like I said, a lot of my clients didn't have bad credit. That wasn't an issue. They didn't have low incomes. That wasn't an issue. They're typically making 6 figures or making higher, making bigger money. So that really wasn't the issue. When they did their first budget, they actually realized they had enough money to pay their bills, but it was how they were spending money. And it was all the debt that was eating up their check that was causing them to feel like they were underwater. So that's why I stress this. I'll stress this all day, every day. A question I get all the time. I always get the question, should I use a debit card or a credit card to make my regular everyday purchases? Now, to me, I don't know if y'all know, I don't believe in cookie cutter solutions. So there is no one answer or no one fit all answer that's just going to be for everybody. If you are disciplined with your finances, you've already been through your money journey and mastered your money, by all means, feel free. Use your credit card for all purchases. But if you have not done that yet, that's going to be a very dangerous situation for you, because you're going to sign and continue to swipe that credit card and tell yourself you're going to pay yourself back, but you're not going to pay yourself back for any of it. And all you're going to do is raise those balances and increase the amount of money that you owe on those credit cards. So that's why I say you have to see who you are as a person, where you are with your finances, your discipline, your ability to accept delayed gratification. All of those things matter when you're deciding what's the best option for you. It's not so simple as to say, oh, well, you're missing out on points and you're missing out on rewards. You're not missing out on points and rewards if you spending up all your money on the credit cards. Now you've maxed out all your cards and you broke and your paycheck is gone before you get it. What reward did you miss out on? Please, somebody tell me in the chat. Somebody in the chat, tell me, please. The problem with the debt is it sucks all your money up. It sucks it up like quicksand. So it leaves very little money for your wants. It leaves very little money for you to do the things that you want to do because you worked hard for that money. You the one who get up when you don't feel like it. You're the one that goes into that job or logs on when you really not feeling it to work for that money. So you should be able to spend it how you want. I know you got bills that you got to pay, but I'm talking about outside of those bills. Okay. You think by putting things off and, oh, it affords you more time, but really it's not affording you any more time. It's allowing you to build up more debt so it can continue to suck the life out of your paycheck. Okay. Building up all that debt is like bringing BS in your budget. That's how you get payday loans. That's how you get 5 buy now, pay later accounts. Y'all don't want to admit it, but some of y'all in a toxic relationship with Klarna and Afterpay, and payday loans got you in the chokehold. I'm just saying. So the goal is to get them out your life. What we don't realize when we're using our credit card and we think we're saving more because we're keeping the cash in our pocket, we're really not. Because if we don't pay that money off that exact same month or, statement period that we created it, guess what? It's actually costing us more money to pay it back. So you're not saving any money at all. You're not keeping any money at all. You're actually paying way more money because now you're paying them for the money that you borrowed from them when you used that credit card and didn't pay it back. And then lastly, we put ourselves in a situation where now we're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Then we using the earning app so we can pay Tom. And then the whole time we out here looking fabulous. We taking trips. We living our best life. But in the background of our finances, they're really in shambles. So what we going to do about it? I mean, somebody, if you're ready to do something about it, type ready in the chat. Let me know what we're going to do about it. Okay. That's where we're at. It's time to take some action. So there are 2 main ways that people pay off debt. I know you've heard about debt snowball, debt avalanche. Those are the main 2 ways to pay them off. So I'm going to break them down, and I'm going to break them down in simple terms just to make sure that you understand. So debt snowball is very popular. The debt snowball method has been around for a while, and it has been popularized by David Ramsey. But it may not necessarily be the best way to pay off your debt. Because again, I told y'all, no cookie cutter solutions. So this illustration right here breaks down the difference between the 2 debt payments. Personally, myself, I used the debt tornado when I paid off my $50,000 in debt. And I call it the debt tornado because I didn't pick any exact method. I chose to go with what had the highest claim on my paycheck, because I felt like if I pay what has the highest claim on my paycheck, that frees up more money to go towards the next debt. That's kind of the way I did it. And I also considered what the interest rates were on the debt so that I could eliminate what was costing me the most money, because to me, that's what made sense. So at the end of the day, you got to do what works for you. But look at this illustration and it kind of breaks down the difference between the 2. Now, if you're on one of the other platforms and you can't see it, you got to sign up for the challenge, the 5daymoneychallenge.com. And you'll be able to see this presentation that I'm doing once you get inside the group. Okay. So the debt snowball, what you do is you pay off the smallest debt first. So if you have 3 accounts and one account is $300, one is $500, and one is $1,000. With the debt snowball method, you're going to pay that $300 balance off first. Now, the reason why you're going to do that with the debt snowball method is because it gives you a quicker win. It gives you something that gives you a reward to say like, oh yes, I'm making progress. I paid something off, so that you don't get discouraged. Sometimes you need those small wins to keep you focused and to keep you motivated to reach your goals. Because let's be real, when you're on a journey to get your money better, It gets hard, bruh. It gets rough. You get tired of like slowing down on not being able to go to certain events and limiting what you're doing because you're like focused on reaching this goal. So the debt snowball is easier because it gives you a quicker win. Because as you continue to pay off those smaller debts, you're going to pay them off faster because the amount is smaller, right? And you go from small, medium to large debt. But what the thing is, that's a slower method because again, you're starting small. Now, the debt avalanche, you start from the other side. It's a harder method because obviously if you're starting with your largest balance, it's going to take you longer to pay it off. So that means that it's going to take longer before you get that satisfaction that you've paid off one debt. And therefore, it might be a little bit harder for you to stay motivated or encouraged. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a quicker method to pay off your debt. And it's going to be a quicker method to pay off your debt because you covered that biggest balance first. So when you get to the end, you're going to be paying those off because they're smaller balances. Like you basically you went with the hard pill first and you knocked it out. So when you get to the easier ones, it's going to go quicker. So that's the difference between the two. To be honest, if you're deciding which method works for you, you have to consider who you are as a person. Do you need those consistent wins? Do you need that dopamine sensation to be like, oh yes, okay, I'm making progress, I'm getting this done, I'm knocking this out? Sometimes you need that. So if you need that, then even if it is slower, you want to go with the debt snowball because you're trying to pick something that's going to be successful. So you need to look at who you are as a person and pick what you're going to be successful at. And that's going to be different for different people. I'm a very disciplined person. So I'm okay with doing the debt avalanche if I would have chosen that method. Hence why I chose the debt snowball and just made up my own method. I mean, the debt tornado and made up my own method. Now, I'm going to show you another illustration of what that debt snowball can look like. And this time I'm using numbers. So this is going to show you how you pay things off with the different methods. So as you see, with your priorities change. Because again, that's why I name my company Perspectives. It's all about your perspectives and how you look at things. So if you're doing a debt avalanche, your first priority is going to be that $8,000 Amex. And why? Because you have a 19.99% interest rate, which means that's costing you a lot of goddamn money, which means that's a big claim on your paycheck that every time you getting paid, they like, run me my money, run me my money. So that's a motivator for me. Like, okay, I need them out my pocket. I need them out my pocket and out my life. Now, if you want to go to the debt snowball, you wouldn't choose that $8,000 debt. You're going to choose the $3,000 debt, even though it has a lower interest rate, because it's going to be quicker for you to pay that $3,000 off than it's going to take you to pay $8,000 off. And you don't have to be a mathematician to understand why people choose that method, you know? So these are the type of things that you have to think about when you're deciding how you're going to pay off your debt, which debt I'm going to pay off first, because we in it to win it, bruh. We're not in here. I keep saying we're not here to play with our finances. We're trying to take action. That's why we're here. Okay. So here are some resources for you. Basically just giving you some of these apps that you can use that will help you budget better. Capitals or Coins, Prism, Personal Capital, Mint. I do want to let you all know that Mint is owned by TurboTax, for anybody who feels any way about TurboTax about their recent drama in the news. Hurdler is a good budgeting app. Simplify, Cube Money, and Undeaded. So I'll give you a little bit more information about them and what they do. So Capital and Coins is really great if you need to put money to the side and you need, like, say you going on a trip, say you saving for a down payment, or you have a specific goal that you're saving for. Capital and Coins are a great way to do that. Prism is a good budgeting app. And Prism is really good if you're one of those people that sometimes it's hard for you to keep up when your bills are due. And again, wherever you are watching this at, like, follow, share this so that other people can see it. Also, because you want to let them know that I'm over here spending some gems and some other people need to see this. So make sure you like, follow, whatever platform you're watching this on, because I'm on all of them right now. So Prism is really good if you're somebody who needs help with keeping up with when your bills are due, and you need help knowing, okay, dang, this is due on the 10th, this is due on the 12th, so you can match those up with your paycheck. Prism's going to remind you, like, you got a bill due. Prism is going to tell you how much money you're bringing in that week, and they're going to tell you how many bills you got money coming out. So that's a great resource if you're somebody who overspends on your paycheck. So that's what Prism is good for. Personal capital is really good if you are somebody who wants to keep up with your net worth. So we all know people who like, oh, I got money, I make this, I do this, I got this much money. But if you have more debt, guess what? Your net worth is in the negative. So you really don't have money. You really are in debt to people, and the money you're making really doesn't belong to you because you owe more people than you bring in money. Okay. Mint is very similar to personal capital. It's basically same thing, really good for looking at your net worth, all the different assets you have, how much you owe on all of them. Hurdler is good for side gigs. So like if you're somebody who do Ubers or loan signing, Hurdler is great for side businesses. And that's HURDLR for anybody on the other platforms who are interested in Hurdler. But it's really good because they have a free plan, and you can track your mileage, you can add expenses, and you can create a report and email it to yourself. Now, Simplified, it's a good place for you to see all your accounts in one place. You can view like your projected spending or balances. You could track your progress from month to month. Cube is like the envelope system. So for those who was here yesterday for day 2 of the Master Your Money Challenge, and I talked about the envelope system as a budgeting method, Cube Money is an app that it basically is an electronic form. So some people don't like the envelope method because they like, I can't go to the ATM to pull out cash, and I don't have cash like that to be putting in envelopes, and oh, that's annoying. Well, Cube Money is an envelope method that's electronic, so you don't have to go. Okay. And then Undebted is a great way to pay off debt. So it's kind of similar to what if you have the VIP workbook on page 12, it gives you kind of a debt calculator. That's kind of what Undebted does also. So that's another resource that you can use. But I like to give you options so you have the ability to, make it happen. So like I said, if you have the VIP workbook and you go to page 12, as you can see, it kind of breaks down debt snowball, debt avalanche, and it breaks down why you pay off debt, what the benefit is, because that's what we all want to know. What's in it for me? What do I get if I do this? How do I benefit? How is this going to help me win if I do this? That's the question, of course, we all have. So you're going to give yourself an automatic pay raise. If you look at your paycheck, and I'm going to give you all an exercise at the end, and you do the exercise, it's going to really show you how paying off your debt will benefit you. And it's going to show you how paying off your debt will help you win with money. So if you have the workbook, it's on page 12, right here in the debt repayment calculator section. If you click on that word "this" that's underlined, it takes you to a debt repayment calculator. If you don't have the workbook and you want the workbook, type VIP in the chat, and then I'll put the link to the workbook in the chat. Then if you have the workbook, it also has a financial assessment in the beginning. It has a financial assessment for you to do to figure out exactly where you are right now. It asks you a couple of questions, and you rate yourselves, and you rate like what basically you how you feel about money and different things like that. So it's a great way for you to figure out where you are. And then, of course, there's other tools and resources, all of those things, but that's the benefit of getting a workbook. So again, if somebody wants the workbook, let me know. Just type VIP in the chat. I'll make sure I get the link to you. But other than that, we're going to go to the exercise that I said that I had for you. So this is the exercise. Look at your monthly bills and calculate all the monthly payments you pay in credit cards, personal loans, car loans, payday loans, or buy now, pay later. Go write down exactly, look at your bank statements, look at your credit card statements, everything, and calculate exactly how much you pay for credit card bills, personal loans, payday loans, buy now, pay laters, or car loans. The goal of this is for you to see exactly how much you are paying towards this debt every month. And the reason why this is important, because think about if you were not making those payments every month, that's how much more of your money would be yours. That's how much more money you would have to do the things that you want to do with your money. Because again, you're the one going to work and working hard for this money. I don't know about y'all, but I've missed a lot of sleep in my life being at work. I'm just saying, if you feel me, type it down in the chat. I've missed a lot of sleep. I've missed events. I've missed fun stuff. I've missed things that I really wanted to go to because I was at work. So now go ahead. You don't have to type it in the chat for that, but go do that exercise yourself and figure out exactly how much you're spending every month in debt payments. Okay? Because at the end of the day, like, why? What is, like I said, what's in it for you? What is the reason why you will want to pay it off? Well, the first reason is, of course, like I said, you give yourself an automatic pay raise. You get access to your money. When you pay off that debt and you eliminate all of the claims that are just every time you get paid, they got their hand out too. As soon as you get paid, I know y'all seen the TikToks of the videos. As soon as somebody get paid, then here come the bills come knocking at the door. Well, when you eliminate that debt, you get access to that money. You can meet your savings goal. Maybe you want to buy a house, you need a new car, whatever it might be. You can meet those goals because you have less money going to debt. You can finally invest. I know I hear a lot of times from my students that they want to invest and they're interested in investing, but they don't get a chance to. And then, quick tip for anybody who is interested in learning how to invest. So I have a monthly newsletter, my monthly, brag, my monthly newsletter that was mentioned in Time Magazine. Next year, I always give like other tips because finances are not only related to money, there are other parts. So I always collaborate with other people. So next year, I will be having investing tips every month in my monthly newsletter. So if you're not on the newsletter, let me know, but it's gonna be dope. I give fitness tips, it's going to be investing tips. I give mental health tips. I give a dope recipe every month so that you can cook and have new recipes at home, because that's another reason why people cook at home less too. They get tired of the recipes that they know. So I wanted to bring and give new recipes every month for people to try. I'm just saying the newsletter is dope. I'm just saying. But you also can just feel better. We don't realize it, but our mental health and our financial wealth are directly related. So when you have a lot of debt, or you have a lot of things going on, or a lot of bills that you got to pay, and you feel like you're swamped, or you feel like you're struggling, that affects you mentally and it stresses you out. So wouldn't you love to wake up and feel like that weight is lifted off your chest? I'm just saying. And then you can spend more time enjoying life, traveling more, relaxing, find your zen. I bring this up all the time. I brought it up on day one. You ever see all the really wealthy people in the movies, and the people in the movies that are super wealthy or whatever, they're always doing some random hobby that somebody's like, oh, I didn't know you played piano, or I didn't know you did ice sculptures. Well, they're doing it because they're not having to spend all their time working to pay off debt. They're not having to spend all their time working to make money. They have wealth. So when you create wealth for yourself, you have the ability to do more things that you want to do. Okay. So let's get into it. What is the homework for today? So the homework for today is to identify exactly how many debts are standing between you and your paycheck. Now, this doesn't include your mortgage, or it doesn't include like your main bills, your rent, things like that. I mean debts like credit card debts. If you want to include student loans, you can include student loans, but some people have like $400,000 and $500,000 student loan debt, and it's not something that's part of their short-term goals. You can include whichever one you want to include, but that's your homework. How many debts are standing between you and your paycheck? So let me know. You will post it tomorrow, and you will post it with the badge. So the badge 3 for day 3. If you don't have it, definitely sign up to 5daymoneychallenge.com, and then you'll be able to get the badges. They'll be in the group. You'll be able to post it so that you can get your opportunity to win. Other than that, there we go. That's a wrap for today. Day 3 of the Master Your Money Challenge is over. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, follow on whatever platform that you are watching this on, and hit replay if you're watching this on the replay, because I know a lot of people come watch the replay. But remember, this weekend, the videos will be deleted. Don't forget. So anybody have any questions before I drop off of here? If you have questions, let me know. Let me know. Ooh, 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 ooh. If not, then I'm going to go on about my day because as we know, I have 11 things to do as per usual. As per usual. What it be like? All right. Well, I don't see any questions coming through. Well, you all have a great one. Don't forget, I'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? For day 4 of the 5-day money challenge. All right. Bye, goalies. Bye.